Okay, so hi, I'm Carrie. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I am going to make a tutorial for Cricut that kind of goes hand in hand with the one that Beth from Midlands Vinyl did with Silhouette. So what we're going to do today is we're going to bring in an image, like a picture of your vinyl, so that you can see um, where you want to cut, where you want the template to cut it. We're also going to figure out how to line up the pieces, the vinyl pieces on a template. And yeah, so let's get started. So once you open Cricut, you'll see the home screen. You will click New Project. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sorry. Cricut can be finicky. Um, You can also hit this canvas button up at the top. What you'll do if you click new project is you will click blank canvas when it drops down. But if it's not working, you can go over here and click the canvas right beside the home button. Now, to upload a picture of your vinyl, I take a picture with one phone and email it to myself, and then save it on my computer, and then grab it from there. So in order to do that, I've already taken the picture, already emailed it to myself. We're going to hit upload. We're going to hit upload image, browse. Now you can save it as whatever you want, whatever name. Mine's right here. I'm going to click it. It's going to load. It may take a minute or two. Once you see it on the screen, wait until you see it on the screen. Do not click continue until you see that image pop up. It will crash and you will have to start all over. So once you see that image pop up, you're going to hit continue. Again, we're going to wait on that image to pop up. Then we're going to hit apply and continue. That's just the background remover, not needed in this case. We are going to put it on a print and cut file so that we can see it and put our template over top of it. So right here, we convert it to whatever upload we want. Now, we're going to hit the flat graphic. We're going to hit continue. We're going to be patient and we are going to wait on that image to load. It can take a little while. Hopefully it doesn't. Cricut, you have to be connected to the internet in order to work on Design Space. So sometimes it can be slow, sometimes it's fast. It's just luck of the draw. So now that it's uploaded, or now that we can see the picture rather, we're going to click upload. Now it is going to take it and put it directly on our canvas as soon as it agrees to do what I asked it to. Sometimes it takes a minute. I'm sorry. This is life with Cricut. Hello. What are you doing? It says it's working. Like I said, it just takes it a minute. It has uploaded it. Now we're just waiting to see it in the canvas. Cricut can be very finicky. It is a great software when it wants to work. Just waiting on it to upload to that canvas. I hope that everybody learns something from this and that don't be shy to skip over something. You can comment and ask all the questions that you need. Um, this will be up available for anybody to watch. Alright, Cricut's new update has this thing that pops up every time that you do anything in Cricut. So close this little window over here. It may take a minute. Alright, so our picture has been uploaded to the canvas. Now, what we need to do is because our vinyls are that we buy are 12 by 12s, we need to resize this image to 12 by 12. So in order to do that, you're going to unlock, well, come on, Cricut. Work with me here, buddy. You're going to unlock this little lock symbol right here when it stops doing whatever it's doing. Mm-hmm. Sorry for the awkward silence. I'd rather be awkward silence than say bad words, because Cricut is driving me nuts currently. Okay, maybe. Has it decided to stop? Yes? Hmm. What are you doing, sir? Come on. Alright, now that we have that unlocked, finally, we are going to put this 12.0. It's fine that it put 01. It's okay. Let's not fight with Cricut too much. It's gotta think and work its problems out while we sit here and wait on it. I'm so sorry. No matter which computer I use, Cricut seems to have issues. Um, Today's just not the day for my Cricut, apparently. Now we're going to change this one to 12.000 as well. It's fine that that one's 01. It's not going to throw it off that much. Now, here it's going to size it appropriately again to what I asked for. Sometimes Jeopardy music plays in my head, and while this is working, so yeah. Again, any questions that need to be answered, I will gladly answer them all. Um, I'm here to try to help, and I know that not everybody is a Silhouette user. I have both. I use both still. Um, so I will help where I can. Now, once it stops thinking, sometimes it takes it a minute to stop thinking. All right, we are going to click this little minus sign that says 100%, and we are going to mark that down to 50 so that we can see everything on our screen. Now, we have our vinyl. It's sideways. Let's see if we can turn this correctly. All right, there is our vinyl. Christmas trees, it's gorgeous. Now, what we need to do is we need to go back to this upload and grab our template that we want to use. Now we want, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to grab a vinyl or a template that needs to group together vinyls. So I have Groovy Waves from Ellie's Crafty Co. Upload the image, continue, upload. Now it is going to upload all 6 of these boxes to our screen. We only want one. That little door over there opened again, so we're going to go over and close it. Don't need that. You will see that this has a red exclamation point on the print and cut. Don't mind that. It's just because it's not sized the way it wants it to be sized. That won't matter in a minute anyways. Alright, so now that we have our templates here, let's move. Can I move you? Will you move for just a second? Please. Yes, I talk to my computer like it's a person. Sometimes I feel like it helps. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, come here. Move over here. Thank you. Okay, so now what we're going to do. We have our templates on our canvas. We're going to click the group and we are going to go over here and ungroup them because we don't need all of them. We need one template and that's all. So I want this one right here at the top. So what I'm going to do is I am going to click off of this again and come through here and figure out which one is that top one right here that I want. You could also click it and see which one it is. It'll tell you. And then the rest of them, so it's the third one down. So the rest of them, you can either hide it with this little eyeball or you can delete it completely off of your screen. So I am going to take every one of them except for that third one, which is now the second, and I'm going to delete them off of my screen. I don't need them. I don't want to be confused by them. Delete. And last one. Delete. Okay, now that we have our template that we want, this is the one that we want, we are going to resize it. My sizing is 9.122. Hold on, it's gotta think about what I asked it to do, which is fine. I have to think often as well. So 9.122 is the width that is around the cup. I use hog. Not all cups are the same. You want to make sure that you measure your cup once, twice, 3 times, however many times it takes. You can also take a piece of cardstock, and if you think you have the right measurement, use a piece of cardstock, cut it out, just a blank square, just cut a blank square out, and wrap that around your cup to make sure that it is correct before you dive into double-sided adhesive cutting. Um, I've wasted a lot of double-sided adhesive trying to figure out what exactly my measurements are. Okay, so for the height on a 20 ounce, I use 7.831. Now let it think for a minute, let it get its bearings. Always make sure you unlock that lock up there so that when you change your measurements, it doesn't automatically change it to something else in the box beside it. All right, it is almost done. All right, so 7.831 on the height and 9.122 on the width are my measurements. Now, like I said, make sure you measure your own. Sometimes it's different. I do make it a little shorter to not get the bubbles on the bottom. If I realized that my templates were too long and were bubbling around the bottom of my cups, so I did lower that than what it's initially supposed to be for a 20 ounce. All right, so now that that has finished thinking, it's all connected, right? We see that it's all built in the same box. What we're going to do though is we are going to go back over here and hit ungroup because we need to be able to take those two vinyl sections and put them together. So now when we click off of it, it broke it into 3 sections. When we click off of it, if we just click the red part, we can move it by itself and the 2 pieces that are the vinyl stay. So we're going to move this red part over here. And then you have these 2 pieces. Now, silhouette, you can take it and there's little boxes over here. Cricut's not like that. So what we have to do on Cricut is take your mouse, click it and hold it, take your mouse and try to line it up. You're not going to get it on the first try, but I've found a solution for that. So the solution for that is click off of it. See how there's a gap right here and a gap right here. We're going to click that little piece again, the top corner piece, and we're going to use the arrows on our keyboard to make that meet. Now you're going to have to do this a couple times to make sure that they meet correctly. It's got to think about where it's putting things. Once it finishes thinking, we're going to see where it lined up and how far I need to move it. So there's still a gap. So we're going to click this top piece again. And we're going to go down a little and over a little. Now you want to make sure that you don't click on the little boxes on the sides because that will shrink it or elongate it, and we don't want that. It is the correct size that it needs to be because we still sized it whenever it was connected to the template. Now we're just connecting the vinyl pieces. Okay, we're almost there. There's a tiny little piece. So we want to click it again and go down and over, down and over. Maybe that will get it perfect. This is the only way I have found to line them up. Um, it's the best way. You do have to fiddle with it a little bit, but in the end, it's like it should be. And there you go. It looks perfect. They're both connected. There's no gaps. Now, what we're going to do, there's two ways to do this. Well, there's three. So you can click on the top piece and hit shift, and then click on the bottom piece and then right click and hit attach. Okay, there's one way. You can you can click, come on, Cricut. You can click and bring your mouse down and it will select it, and then you can right click and hit attach, or you can come over here in your layers box. You can click the top one and then you can click the bottom one, shift and click the bottom one, I'm sorry, and then you can click attach. What that does is whenever you go over to make, to cut it, it will keep those two pieces together. That way you don't have to reline them up on the mat. Okay, so now that we have that done, we're going to move this off screen just a tiny bit more. Right there. That's fine. It's going to have to think about where I just moved that. All right, now we're going to move the vinyl so that we can see where we want to put this weird looking shape. I don't even know what you would call that. But first, hold on. I got ahead of myself. What you're going to do is, you see this box that says basic cut. Well, we can't see the outline of this very well on this vinyl. So what we're going to do with this shape is we're going to go and we're going to hit draw and we're going to click pen, because we want to be able to change this box to a different color so that we can see where we want this box to be. Now we're going to click this square. We're going to click the fine point and we're going to go to marker 2.5 millimeter. Click whichever color. I'm going to do blue so that it shows up enough to show you. Now, like I said, it's not really going to matter because Cricut doesn't allow the image to transfer onto the mat when we click make, but here you get a good idea of where you want that box. So, when you're move the vinyl, come on. All right. Now what I want to grab is this section right here. So I'm going to have to rotate my box to try to grab that section. So I'm going to come over here and grab my box. I don't really want that section. So what I'm going to do is I am going to see how it turned from a straight arrow to a curved arrow. I'm going to take this and move it. All right. Now, the other way you could go about doing this is laying your vinyl on your mat upside down or sideways, however. I know it looks like it's cutting off, but we're going to move it again. we can fiddle with this and move it wherever we want. And there you go. So it will cut that corner all the way down here. So here's the part that sucks on Cricut. And I'm sorry, there is an app that you can get. It's Cricut Design Space. You can download it on your phone, on your iPad, and take a picture of your mat with your vinyl on it. And theoretically, you should be able to line up this weird looking shape on that so that you can cut it where you want it. Personally, that app has never worked for me. Maybe it's user error. There's a lot of user errors over here. So, what I do instead of that, because this picture right here, when you go to hit make, it is going to give you an error. That error is because the resolve, they want you to resize it. Okay? So instead, I hide this and make sure I have my vinyl on my mat exactly like I want it. Upside down, sideways, right side up, however you want that vinyl so that you get your perfect cut that you want. Okay? There's also these numbers. These numbers are like the same that are on the mat. And I try to remember where that number is or look at my mat and the vinyl on it and line up where I want that number and where I want one of these corners at. So we're going to hide this. We're going to come back to our little box C shape. Now that we know roughly where we want it, we're going to have to go back to cut. Okay? Now, 90% of the time, Cricut does not keep that shape the way that it is on your screen. So that's why I said this is the part that makes this hard. When we hit make, you do not have to save your project if you do not want to. You can. I personally don't ever save my projects. Now, Cricut is going to put that shape in a completely different situation. Watch this be the one time that it makes me a liar. It's got to think about it for a minute. Sorting mats. See, it makes it back to the way that it originally was. And you cannot, through your computer, bring that image into the mat area. So what you have to do now is try to guess, or if you have your mat with your vinyl piece put down like you want it to be, you can take this and spin it. And if you can line up where that piece is on your mat, you can get it. And that's why I said if you lay it down on your mat and then do this, it's much easier. Cricut is very finicky about where you can move this. You can only move it inside of that red box, or it tells you no. Now that's not exactly where mine was, but that's where it's gonna have to be. it's not going to cut exactly where I wanted it, but that's okay. Sometimes I have to adjust my game plan. Maybe I needed those trees in there. I wish that there was a better way that would let you bring that picture in. If somebody can get the app to work, you're amazing. Because I cannot get that Smart Mat. It's called Smart Mat in the Cricut app for your phone and your iPad. Um, you go into the Smart Mat icon and it will allow you to take a picture and see exactly where that cuts. Um, I can't get it to work, but that's just a me thing. So you're going to cut this. You're going to hit continue once you've got it lined up. Oh, look. Doesn't want to connect to my Cricut. All right, let's see. I'm sorry. My Cricut turned off. All right. No, not yet. Come on, buddy. There we go. All right, now you're going to hit continue on this. Now this is your vinyl piece. So your vinyl piece, I have them bookmarked, but for the purpose of this, we're going to go to browse all. So I'm going to go to material settings. Now, if you've watched Beth, you know that she cuts hers all the way through and you don't have to cut it with scissors, right? So in material settings, you can go to vinyl or you can scroll down to premium vinyl. There's all the custom materials. Let me see if I can find the premium vinyl that I normally use. Now it's all alphabetical order, so it's going to take me just a second. Sorry. There's not a search option. All right, premium vinyl. So I'm going to hit edit. And this box right here is to cut it more than once. So I'm going to go and click cut 3 times because I want, oh, 3. I want to be able to just pull the rest of that off and not have to worry about it, right? Not have to use my um, my scissors to cut it. It didn't save it, so hold on. Like I said, Cricut's finicky. There's not a like scroll bar on this. You have to use your mouse or the buttons on your keyboard. All right, back to this. I'm gonna do 3 times just so it cuts all the way through and I don't have to use those scissors. Hit save. Back over here, and then my premium vinyl. You click it, load your material into the machine on the mat, and then once you have loaded it, the go button on your machine will light up and you will hit go. It'll cut it, you'll be good to go. Now, for the next one, this is your template, right? This is your double-sided adhesive. This is what this is. So your double-sided adhesive, you will want to scroll back up you want to browse all material and type in washi. Now, it'll pull up washi tape and it'll pull up washi sheet. For all double-sided adhesive that I've ever used, I use washi sheet and more pressure. Make sure that your blade doesn't have any stuff on it beforehand so that it cuts and cuts correctly. Now you'll put your double-sided adhesive on your mat. You will click load on your machine, and then once it's loaded, this will pop up and you will hit go. It'll cut and you'll be ready to go. So I hope that this helps some people. Like I said, if there's any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Um, I will catch y'all on the next tutorial and we will go from there. Thank you so much.